and then the body just gets over toxic and out of balance, and so the different cells in your body just start to get influenced by all of this trash that's in your body, and it starts to think that that's what it's supposed to do and that's how it's supposed to be, and it's not how it's supposed to be. Every cell in your body has a specific function, and it fulfills this function and this purpose in your body based off of the program that's infinite, the infinite program that like is here to sustain life. and that's the point of your cells. The point of your cells is not to be moving stuff around just to not really use it. Like the point of a fruit, like the earth is a cell, right? And we live in that cell. We live in the cell of the earth. And like my point as a human being in this self right now is to just follow my heart. Like that's where we are connected to the infinite source, is through our heart. And then we feel from there, and then like whatever, it just comes constantly. It's just like this constant flow of energy that's coming from our environment out, quote unquote, outside of our body, outside of this avatar that we're in, like that I'm in right now, as Violet Wisdom. This body is like constantly feeling. I'm constantly feeling things in my heart, in my gut, like when you have that instinctual, that feeling. Like I'm not talking about like what you think it is. I'm just talking about the feeling itself. Okay, like that. We got to start listening to that, because that's important, because that's where the information is coming from. It's coming from this dark space. Not dark as in bad, but dark as in beyond the reality, physical reality that we can see. It's coming from the metaphysical, and that's where it's coming in. That's where it's being sucked in. The sacral chakra, the heart chakra, that whole like core area is where this energy is actually being sucked in, and it's being processed through there. And then from there, it gets processed it goes up to the brain and gets processed into thoughts. And from there, it gets projected out into our reality, through whether we decide to focus on it and what habits we decide to create in order to listen to our purpose, like to move in the way that we're supposed to move. And so my purpose is to do that. That's it. And that's what I've been doing, is just listening to my heart, following it, and just going with the flow of that, and taking every single opportunity that I can to spread the message of love and compassion. And sometimes I spread the message of love and compassion in a seemingly, I say seemingly because most people think love and compassion is like being nice to you. No, love and compassion is not harming you. That's love and compassion. It's making sure that you're well. Like, and if you keep doing stuff that's toxic to your body, I'm going to have to get stern and compassionate, loving and compassionate, and talk to you, because I need for you to wake up and see what you're doing. Now, not only do you have this alarm in your head that's called fear, but now you got this alarm on the outside of your body who's also trying to get you to wake up. You know what I mean? And this is very important. It's very important that we start listening to our guts first. And you'll know if you're not on your purpose. If you're not on your purpose, if you're not going the right way, you'll know, because it'll show up in your reality as somebody saying something that is of discord. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you always feel good. This life is about like challenges and stuff and coming across, but that's the point. When you come to a challenge or a test, you're supposed to take the test and pass it. Sometimes you're going to fail, but the point is if you do fail, that you learn from that failure, and so that when the test comes again, you can pass it. It's not the point to just ignore it or run away from it or not face it or whatever. Like, It's very important for us to start communicating with one another. And communication is kind of hard for us right now because we're not used to it. We're not used to it. Half the people on the planet are scared to say anything because they're scared that they're going to get killed if they say the right thing. You know what I mean? If they say what they're supposed to say. So at the end of the day, we all just need to get to a point to where we are communicating with each other, and also we are listening to one another. Okay? The person communicating is probably communicating to you because you did something that they don't like, right? Or that makes them feel uncomfortable. But it is also very important for you to listen to what they're saying and use discernment, judgment for yourself, being connected to the earth and understanding who you are. Use that kind of judgment and discernment for yourself to figure out if what they're saying is in alignment or whatever they're asking. Like, assess every situation as it comes. Don't just put every situation in a box and just assume that, you know what I mean? Because that's fear. You know, why wouldn't you assess every situation as it comes? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be processing things. But anyway, I talked a lot and I'm done. But I really had to get that out because I had a situation, you know, with some people where I'm staying. And it just made me think about it, like, really deeply because they're really scared of this virus. And again, the only people who are scared are the people who know that their bodies, whether they know it or not, consciously or unconsciously, they know. That's the reason why they have the fear, is because they know that their bodies may not be able to handle it because they're unhealthy and they're not taking care of themselves. You know what I mean? The virus isn't coming from somebody outside of you. The virus is coming from inside of yourselves. It's coming from there. Again, when I was sick, I'm just going to sum it up. When I was sick before, 3 months ago, and I was coughing and it was so bad. It was because I was in a very toxic environment. I was living in a house that was full of mold. So now I'm breathing in all this mold. On top of that, I was eating a ton of chips with chemicals on it. And I wasn't drinking enough water. I was taking baths in the salt water, which was putting my body on overdrive to try to clean it out. Because salt is a detoxifier, so it helps to move things out of the body. It helps to create the mucus that moves things out. So because I had so much salt in the body, it had to do something with it. So the salt was just, it became toxic to me. The salt became toxic to me because I was eating so much of it. And I was soaking it in the ocean, and I wasn't taking any clean water, freshwater showers, and I wasn't drinking enough fresh water. But I was eating pretty healthy. I was eating a lot of rice and grains and breads and stuff, things that just make potatoes, yuca, things that make your body very mucusy. I was eating a lot of it. And so instead of actually helping my body to clear it out from the mold and the chips and the chemicals, it was becoming toxic. It was getting in the way of actually doing what it was supposed to, because it was just so much of it. And then my body just started to get really out of balance. I drank some liquor too. I was also eating herbal cannabis. So I was doing a lot of things that was causing my body to react. Does that make sense? And I had to literally, after coughing for like 2 weeks straight, just like not knowing what to do, I had to literally sit down. The fact that I was coughing every night and I was sick, I wasn't feeling good, was showing me that I was out of alignment. It was an alarm clock. And I was trying to listen to it, but I didn't understand it at first. But it got so bad that I was changing my habits, but I wasn't doing the right thing. So once I got to a point to where I was like, okay, I had to sit down and like listen to myself, like listen to what my body was actually going through. I had to listen to it, and it was like, you're eating too much salt and you're eating too much processed and you need to cut out the weed. And you know what I mean? Like, it was just literally telling me these things. Like, I was just listening to my thoughts. Actually listening to them, instead of just saying like, oh, well, I like salt, so I'm going to keep eating. I'm not saying you can never eat salt again. I'm just saying in that moment, my body was telling me that the salt was killing me, and the weed and the mold and all this stuff was hurting me. It was harming my body. The chips, it was harming my body. And my body was telling me that I need to just go raw and cut out all the salt and drink plenty of water, and I'll be fine. And that's exactly what I did. And literally within 3 days, I was fine. I was completely fine. So this, again, these are so many jewels. I'm going to try to share this somehow so you guys can hear it. But this, I'm sharing so many jewels here. Like, I don't even think y'all truly understand how many jewels I'm sharing here. Like, it's so many. But anyway, yeah. I love myself. I love you. And I want to be healthy, and it's nothing against you. I'm not trying to talk bad about you. I just need for you to listen and understand that the times are changing. We're not in the dark ages anymore, and we're really getting out of balance with who we are, and we're getting out of tune, and we need to get back in tune. And that's the whole point of all of this, is that we need to get back in tune with our bodies, and we need to be more healthy, and we need to eat cleaner, and we need to stop putting all this toxic stuff in our body. And if we do put it in our body, we need to give our body time to clean it out. If not, then yeah, we're going to be scared that we're going to get sick. And it just is what it is. And we got to start recognizing these things and understand who we are. I'm God, you're God, we're all God. I love you.